right, folks. Just want to make sure everything is set up and looks like we are live. All right. Yeah, last time I had just set this up, nothing was working for me. So, one reason I don't like coming down here into the basement doing live videos because the connection with the internet is really spotty down here, but it is the best backdrop that I really enjoy. So, and I could do it in the living room, dining room, something like that, but no. 99.9% of what I do with my videos are in this area, so I have to keep it with an area that I'm most comfortable with doing my videos. So guys, I did mention in one of my previous videos, one of my previous tournament videos, that I might do a live video on Friday, but it wasn't written in stone. So this is kind of a on the spot live show. If you guys, it's 3 p.m. guys. It's Friday, 3 p.m. I don't expect anybody to tune in today. Like I said, this wasn't a planned live show. I don't expect anybody to show up today. There might be a one or two type of person that might tune in for like a split second here or there, but it's just something that I just want to kind of. I had the opportunity to make a live show. I'm like, you know what? Why not? I had free time. I'm like, sure. Uh, One of the things that I kind of enjoy. So a few years ago, when I started watching New Age Revolution, this is like the really creepy thing about it. The New Age Revolution, man. I kind of feel like somehow the Nup family and my family is somehow related. It is so odd how close his family resembles mine. Well, what the heck do I mean? Uh, so about 3 years ago, when I started collecting, right, and I got into collecting LJNs, and I picked up my first custom LJN. Well, I didn't know the value of LJNs, or more importantly, I didn't know the value of custom LJNs. So I did some research, and I wanted to see, well, are custom LJNs worth anything? So that's during my research. That's how I found Random Treasures. And while I was researching Random Treasures, I came across a Google video for New 80s Revolution, and he was reviewing the Bushwhackers. And it was creepy as heck. I looked at Jason up, and I'm like, damn, this guy is the splitting image of my older brother, Richard. I'm like, fascinating. And it doesn't stop right there. Um, so over the course of the years of watching that show, right? His children, they make periodic cameos on screen and whatnot. His son Liam, I've seen him a million times, but there was one time when he's making a video, and he's like, yeah, help Liam get to 50 subscribers on his channel. It was like a 1 minute video or something. And I'm looking at Liam, and I'm looking at the long hair, and I'm like, so I've seen Liam a million times, not a big deal. But something in particular about that video kind of stood out to me. And I'm looking at Liam, and I'm like, huh, this kid, I gotta find some baby photos or some young pictures, because Liam looks just like me when I was around that age. Now I never had long hair like that, so I mean, nowadays, I mean, this as an adult, like in my 30s, this is like the longest I've had long hair. When I was young, I never had long hair, so this. I looked at him and I looked at like if you were to go back and look at my young pictures, Liam looks a lot like me. And I'm like, that's creepy. So when I go back and I say that the Nupp family and the Watson family could somehow be related in some capacity, why the hell not? Um, yeah, man. I mean, kind of watching his videos over the years and hearing him like talk about his interests and whatnot. I'm like, and hear him talk about figures and stuff. I'm like, yeah, like his interest level. I'm like, it's kind of like what got me interested in his channel, and like he had like a lot of the same interests that I did, and like I'm like, you know what, that's your opinions are very similar to what mine were. So I'm like, hey, it was very easy to get interested in watching those type of stuff. So I really wish he'd get back into making some of the old stuff like he used to. So, but recently he's been talking about moving more into like getting into the garage and whatnot. And I've been working on my garage forever. I don't use my garage for parking the cars. I mean, garage to me has always been storage. Mostly because I hate backing the darn cars into the garage and trying to like work your way into the garage and then having to pull out of the garage. I'm like, nah, forget that. I just want to go outside, jump into the cars, and just drive. All that extra work about backing in and pulling and being pristine. I'm like, no, forget that. No, the garage to me, you need a garage for storage. I mean, that to me is a must have. So I've been working on the garage for a long time to organize. And like I said, I sell my car on eBay, right? So I kind of double up the garage as like my warehouse. So and in the video I just made this morning, yeah, video I made this morning, I've been talking in my tournament video, and I'm gonna post that tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. I talked about getting up these new pegboards and cages and new boarding and stuff. So now when you actually walk into the garage, it actually looks like an actual warehouse layout. Boxes actually displayed. And when you look at different sections, so you walk into this section. This is the grapplers and gimmicks section with all the boxes of all the excess grapplers and gimmicks stuff. And this is the zombie section, zombie sailor section, and this is the LJN section. Over on this side, you got my wife's shoes, and this section is like all of my wife's Victoria's Secret clothes and stuff that I'm selling. And this is like Power Ranger toys and real Ghostbusters and VR Troopers, stuff like that I'm selling. So it is segregated by section, and that is awesome. So it really makes things easier on me. I mean, things were separated before, but now getting them off the floor, and it's not like this wall of boxes kind of separated. Now it's nice and neat, displayed on the wall, off the floor. Garage has never looked more spectacular. Not since we first moved in. Love it. So nice. Just got a few more things to organize, and that darn garage is going to be is spotless. So, well, I don't want to say spotless. It's compact. It's compact like crazy, but it looks pristine. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice compaction. Like when you look at this room is compact, but it's fluid. So it's a nice compaction. Ah, this video. I didn't really have a laundry list of things to. What do I call it? That a laundry list. I could call it a grocery list, but why do I always say laundry list? You don't create a list for laundry. And I know I'm not the only person that does that. Call it a laundry list, but I didn't create a list of things to talk about today, so it really is kind of like spotty. It's kind of like just bring up random things to talk about. But a couple weeks ago, I made a video and I started the video off by describing it as a rent video. And over a course of a couple of days, that video got over 500 views. Now, you might say, okay, 500 views, whatever. But again, I don't exactly have the biggest channel in the world, right? So 500 views for my channel is huge. For this guy over here who has 5,000 subscribers, 500 views is something you might get in like maybe an hour. This guy over here who has 100,000 subscribers, 500 views is probably something he gets in about the first 6 minutes of posting a video. First 6 seconds of posting a video. But for my channel, yeah, 500 views is enormous. Okay. That's like immediately one of the biggest, most viewed videos of anything that I posted. So, and maybe it's just simply because I put the word rant in the title. So I'm gonna do it here in this live show. Put the word rant in there and see how well this does. Because of course, once the live ends, it's gonna go into the channel as a watchable show for you guys later on. So we'll see how well that does. Generally, the Mark videos they do, they're iffy. But I enjoy the Mark videos, and I've said before, man. Shoot, I can sit here and complain about people that undersell, underbuy me for or under offer for eBay and whatnot. But why am I gonna sit here and complain anymore, right? It's content for the channel nowadays. You don't get a fair offer, oh well. You live with it. It's fine. There is a buyer on Mercari though, and this is a guy who's been watching stuff on my Mercari forever, months. I mean, probably more than a year. Normally, you can click on the little likes and you can see a list of the names of people who've been watching your stuff on Mercari, and it shows you the date that they started watching it. And this particular guy, for example, he's been watching a number of my items, and like I said, months on some items, over a year on others. So recently he contacted me, and there was a long list of items he's been watching forever, and he sent me a whole list of stuff that he wants. I'm like, awesome. Hey, can you make me a deal on these things? And I'm like, yeah. Add them to your shopping cart and make me an offer. That's the easiest way to do it on Mercari. I don't think people know how to use that shopping cart because nobody ever, either they don't know how to use the shopping cart, or like I've talked about before, they probably, if they do know how to use it, they intentionally don't want to use it because they don't want you to see the overall value. Because, like I said, let's say I've got 3 listings and all 3 listings are $25 a piece. So if they add it to the shopping cart and it says $75 and they want to come in and offer you $35 for it, you're not going to take $40 off that price, maybe. But if they say, hey, I want this item, that item, and that item, and you go in and you pull those figures, and they say, hey, would you take $30? Maybe you look at those 3 listings, maybe it's 2 figures per listing, 6 items. Maybe you say, hey, maybe I will take $30 for those 6 figures, and not realize that, hey, you have 2 figures at $25 per listing, and you just took a big loss, not realizing what you had them already listed for. So at least that's my mindset. So it's kind of infuriating though, because this guy and we spent days. We spent literally days going back and forth in messages, probably dozens of messages going back and forth. What we were looking for, and I gave a huge discount on on the figures that he wanted, broke up a ton of bundles, giving them, and then he still was uncomfortable with the price. And then I came down, like it was like 212. I came down to like 175, but then I laid out the figures. And I was counting out the value that I wanted for the figures, and I'm like, you know what, 175. It isn't doable. 212 for the bundle wasn't doable. That was so severely low. But 175 was just a number I kind of thought maybe it was possible, and until I actually laid them out. And then he's like, he was mad that I didn't want to do the 175. But like I said, this was just like 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I'm getting ready for bed. And he turned around and didn't want the 212. So I'm like, and I just picked a number out of my head, just kind of, hey, would this be a number that you would consider? Like, it wasn't written in stone or anything. It was just a number, just kind of floating a number out there. And then the next morning when I laid out the figures, we didn't come to an agreement. So he eventually decided no, he didn't want to go for the deal. So I took the listing that I had created for him, the reservation I made for him. I deleted the listing title reserved for his name. I deleted that reservation, and I upped the price. And so the 175, I raised the price to 225, so that somebody else that wanted the figures, they could buy it. And then he got mad that I raised the price to 225. I'm like, dude, you told me you didn't want the figures no more, so now I'm raising the price to a price that I want. The price is no longer set for you. The price is basically set for somebody else or anybody else that wants it. So you're getting angry because I raised the price. I mean, the price, like I said, the price isn't raised for you. The price is just raised to a price that I listed it for everybody. And if anybody else wants to come in and buy that bundle, I've already created the listing. The listing was created for you, but you said you don't want it. I've already put in the effort to separate these figures, take pictures, uh, create a description and everything for it. So if you don't want it, somebody else might. I mean, this is my business, right? I gotta try and earn something off it, earn some kind of profit. There was a buyer on eBay because all of my listings, I have the same listings on both my eBay accounts as well as Macari. And he reached out to me. He asked me like, "Hey, I've seen these same listings on this other account. Do you have dual accounts?" I'm like, "Hey, not on Macari, but if you look at my Macari, Matt Watts 6, and it also says at Waddy's channel on my Macari. Well, those same two names, if you look at my eBay, those same two names, I have two eBay accounts with those same names. So I have dual eBay accounts. And some seller or some buyer made offers for my Gloop figures for a very tiny, minuscule fraction of a price on my eBay. Like I'd have a price on eBay for like 125 for one bundle of figures of Gloop, and I'd have like another bundle of figures of Gloop for like 75, and like a buyer would come in and offer me like $25 on each of those bundles. Shack Sheet 32, I think his name was. I'm wondering if it was the same guy that was trying to bundle up from Mercari. I don't want to be a difficult guy and just simply can't deny or and just deny. I'm like, I want to send a counter offer and be like, hey, thanks for the offer, but I can't do that. This is my counter offer, and I'm firm, and I even stated firm. But the guy comes back with a counter offer of like $2 more or something. I'm like, dude, you're obviously a spammer, and I'm not interested in obviously doing business. And he's did that like two or three times. After that, after the second time, I'm like, nope. I just basically countered at the full balance offer, and then he comes offer that he sent. At that point, I had to block him. So if he is the same, if is it the same guy that I was doing business with on Mercari? I don't know. But Shaq Sheet 32, I'm calling you out here because waste of time. I hate people that are doing that. It's why are you gonna send $25 off? These guys that come onto people's eBay and Mercari and are basically trying to get 60 and 75% off, 80% off, 90% off. People are doing that on my accounts all the time, and it's infuriating. They're not realistic buyers. One time, I mean, I've said it before. I normally, whenever I buy from somebody, I always try to meet them as close to their offer as possible. One time on Mercari, I think a guy had his had a magazine, a WWF magazine, and I think I may have come in at very low, like where I was probably coming in like 50% off or 60% off because they're magazines. And he was like asking for like an astronomical number, 50% off, 75% off on the magazine. That is a different story. They're freaking magazines. Okay. I am not paying $50 for a darn magazine. These are like $5 expenditures. Okay. So maybe $10. Maybe I'd bump up some offers to like $10. And I don't think I was offering like $5 on the magazines. I would think I was probably coming in like $10, $12, something like that. So if I would come in like 75% off, hypothetically, and I was offering like $12 and that's 75% off, again, I don't remember what the offer was. I'm thinking 50% off, and I was offering like $10. So if it was $20, that was still reasonable offer. It's not like I'm coming, I was being unreasonable with what I was offering. And I was offering and I was buying a ton of stuff on top of it. So, but I'm talking about like legitimate collectibles that actually hold value. Yeah, I will offer fair market value. So, and because I live on eBay and Mercari, stuff like that, I know what the stuff is worth. So I will never, not really, I will never under offer or under buy with people. And because I'm a seller myself, yes, I know what it means to have people come in with these lowball offers. So that's why I try my best to be very fair with offers myself. Yeah, I want the best offer just like everybody else, but I don't try to cheat people out when I can offer them fair value. So that's another thing right there. Um oh, guys, I saw this out on Net's page on Facebook probably I don't know, 4 days ago, 5 days ago, something like that. So apparently, her store is not doing well, and that sucks. I mean, I live in Kentucky, so I will probably never in my life ever visit Maryland. If anybody is in the Maryland area and you get the opportunity to visit Rosedale, check out her store and see if you guys can find something of interest and give her some business. If you're on Etsy and oh, Etsy. That's another thing. You guys know net. If you guys buy from sorry. If you are a legitimate, if you're like me, you buy from Etsy constantly, try to talk to Net offline. See if you can buy from her not through Etsy, but see if you could buy it from her through like PayPal or something. Forget Etsy. eBay, Mercari, Etsy, forget these damn multi-billion dollar corporations. If you if you're gonna buy from her, let her get the full balance of what she gets. Even if her Etsy or if her PayPal is associated with her business, I mean they're gonna take like what 4% of it. So if $125, 130, whatever it is, I mean she's probably gonna get like 115 out of that, 110. Where Etsy, she'll probably get like 90 or 100 out of that. So it, try to pay through PayPal if you can. Whatever it takes. She's doing awesome things for us. I mean, I might not have grown up with LJN. I've only known about LJN for a few years, but I love what I've gotten from her store, and I might have like I might have I don't want to say complained. My buddy Kirk, he's made a point, and he's right. You're paying vintage prices for modern day figures. I get it, but that is something I definitely agree with, and I really wish that there's some way where we could pay less for these figures. The Now there's not like there's an actual machine that sits there and paints all of the figures, and I think if there was, that would limit the pricing of the figures. They're all hand painted, and that right there, the time it takes to sit there and hand paint each and every figure, that's gonna bulk up the price of the figures, and that sucks. But they are well painted, and that's important because I think if it was done by machine, I mean that would probably cut the price of the figures down to like 75 bucks. I've talked about before with big rubber guys. I said before that I was really freaking excited. I was loving the price with big rubber guys. I was loving the figures. I was loving the rubber, but I am starting to lose trust in the product that we're getting from them. And with years of service that you get from that, it just can't be beat. Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, $50 figures, incredible, but their prices are starting to skyrocket. Their 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 prices are going up $15 now, $65 for their figures. Okay, it's still half the price of what you're getting with Ram Chargers. Got it. But inflation. What's to keep the figures from keep going up with the H No series, right? Where at least with net, at least with her figures, they're staying. There's the prices are staying the same. They're staying constant. That's awesome. Plus, they're all hand painted by net, so that's awesome. Where I'm pretty sure big rubber guys, they are all painted by machine. That's so it's not like that's a little bit of a cheat, I guess. The other thing is Demolition in Series 2. That was really the highlight of Big Rubber Guys. Since then, every single series from Big Rubber Guys, the figures have really gone down. I've been happy with all the figures, but Series 2 is the highlight. All of the figures since then have been really bad. At least from Ram Treasures, the figures are still maintaining. They may not all be perfect, but the figures are still maintaining and they're still good. And there's still quality work. The best thing I could recommend about net, and this is important. You don't get it from the Asylum wrestling store. You sure in the hell don't get it from Rush Collectibles. You sure in the hell don't get it from Zombie Sailors. You don't get it from the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. You barely get it from Grapplers and Gimmicks. You know how many messages I have sent to those companies I just mentioned? I have messaged those companies 1,000 times, and just be fair, it's not like I'm messaging them every single week. Hey, where's my order? Where's my order? No, I am very patient. When I message them, it is very rare and far between. But when I do message them, I would like to get a response. Maybe I message them and I wait several days. Maybe it's a couple of weeks later and I don't get a response. Maybe I'll do a follow up. Hey, I sent a message a couple weeks ago. I haven't heard back. Is there some update? Or I'm just following up. No response. And I'll probably do that a few times until I get a response. Nothing. It is the most infuriating crap in the world. Maybe with Asylum, with the Mike will actually respond with Asylum, and then that's the one good thing. Asylum, Mike Zecca, he's actually pretty good, so that's one thing. Mitch, it may take several messages either through Facebook or through his Grapplers and Gimmicks website or through Gmail. But eventually he might respond. But again, it's going to take several messages. It's frustrating, but eventually, yeah, he will get a message out to you. But Zombie Sailors will never respond to you. It's going to take several messages. Grapplers or who is it? Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. I probably sent two or three messages to them. I still haven't not heard back from them. I got that damaged packaging into them in from the white shirt Sergeant Slaughter. I still have not heard back from them. And ever since I sent that message, say, hey, damaged package, they never mentioned anything about damaged packaging. You know what they did? They upgraded their system to include a damaged package on their website so that their patrons wouldn't be disappointed. I'm like, yeah, you didn't say this before, not until I brought it up. I'm like, you freaking assholes. I got a message here. Uh yeah. Hey baby, yeah man. I'm definitely going to be bringing up that King Haku. Uh that's definitely something, man. I'll definitely bring that up as well. Don't worry, bud. Um, so, but what was I? Freaking oh man, I lost my train of thought. Oh, Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. Asshole still have not responded. So with Net, the one thing I will freaking say about this, it could be a Sunday night. It could be 11:30 at night. I can send her a message through Etsy. By 11:34 p.m., I will have a response. So that is the customer service that you will get from Random Treasures. And yes, the price, I hate the price a lot of the times. I would love for the prices to be a lot lower. And I know that does turn off a lot of buyers. I think Net told me that she needs to sell like 10 figures in order to pay for the molds that she buys. But in reality, if the prices were like half price, it would make like probably twice or three times the amount of sales. But the issue is, but yeah, I'm thinking about King Haku right now. That BBA mentioned. That King Haku that Bone Breaking Action brought up. So when did I get that? So that was probably right after I got back from Iraq in probably early 2022. So in the early days of 2022, Bob Backlund, which I will probably say is my least favorite LJN figure ever, that or original Jimmy Snuka. I'm still pondering which one I despise more, but Bob Backlund, which was horrible rubber. The Haku figure was really bad rubber, and I don't know if it was the bad rubber or whatnot, but the King Haku, that paint on there was cracking like crazy. Now, Net, she did reach out to me, and she did offer for me to send those figures back to her, and she did offer to repair them. But you know me, I'm lazy. I just didn't want to pay to ship them back and have it redone. But like my championship belt, I got that one championship belt, and when it came in, the green championship belt for my new Tito prototype, it came in when the gold plate on the green belt was peeling off, and I never had any issues with the championship belts, the rubber championship belts from Ram Chargers, just like the original LJNs, amazing, love them. I bought like 10,000 of those. I reach out to Ned. I'm like, hey, look, took photos. I'm like, look, normally I don't complain about this, but can I please get a replacement? This belt is coming apart. And she, with my next order, not only sent me a replacement belt, but also got me a second belt as a thank you or a sorry. And I'm like, that was so awesome of her. So, um, yeah, she did offer to cover to completely repaint my figure for me. I think that's not to make excuses for her, but I do think that is the rubber. Now, when you do look at figures like Dino Bravo, for example, with the thickness of that rubber, and you look at like the Dino, when you look at the Bob Backlund and you look at the Haku, it's just the poor quality of the rubber that they used back then. Thank God they moved away from that type of rubber. It was trash. The strength and the thickness of the rubber, the texture, the color, it was sad. I don't know if anybody that goes out, if they want to go out and buy a Bob Backlund today, if they still use that same rubber for the Bob Backlund or if they use upgraded rubber. Hopefully they learn from the mistakes and they get real rubber. But man, that King Haku, the Haku figure in general, even if you're looking at original LG and Haku, one of my least favorite figures with the arm positioning, horrific. But damn, shoot, I'm trying to think what else, guys. Like I said, man, this was just a impromptu live show. It wasn't anything I was really planning on making today. I thought about I thought about doing a live later on tonight, a couple days ago, but that's all I got, man. I really don't have anything else. Not really. I figured if anybody really came in and started chatting, we could talk about something else. But shoot. Hey, BBA, you still there, buddy? Oh, BBA. He had the funniest freaking video the other day. Since I see his message right here, I I really wish he would do this. It's the um, it's the bone breaking action dirt. I really wish he would make his own little Hasbro accessories. Throw some like bone breaking action stickers onto like a little small baggie of Undertaker dirt or something. I swear to God, that man would make a fortune creating his own little Hasbro accessories. I think that stuff would be brilliant. Uh, have his little Mr. Perfect towel, stuff like that. I would invest heavily in the Bone Breaking Action Hasbro accessory line. Man, I can't. Nah, man, I'm good with zombie sailors. No, I can't do it anymore. once upon a time with zombie sailors, like in early 2022 when I first saw zombie sailors and I first saw their figures, I couldn't wait for those figures to come out. When I first saw the first five, I'm like, man, this is going to be awesome. When I first got those first five figures, I thought they were absolutely amazing. And ever since I got to like the second wave, the third wave, etc., every time I've gotten them in, I've bragged about the figures. Like I've been a fan. I've been constantly purchasing the figures. Now, with each time we got new figures in, yes, I don't want to say complained, but I've definitely noted that I did not like the excessive length of the arms. That has always bothered me. But since then, I mean, like I said, the fact that the lead time to get new property in, it takes forever. The fact that they do not respond to customer inquiries, so customer service is horrible. Their action figures just seem to be they're not among my top five favorite lines. In fact, you kind of look at like on Facebook, and you kind of look at different reviews and stuff. It seems like so many people out there are obsessed with the line, and I don't think Zombie Sailors is top of the line quality. I don't know if I'm ready to turn heel and say that from this point forward that every single review that I do from this point forward is going to go in the opposite direction and I'm going to hate on every single thing from this point forward. But I think once we get our last batch of figures in, Abdul the Butcher, Ric Flair, what is that? Wave 4 or Series 4? I think that's got to be it for me. I don't feel like I'm going to be interested in buying any more from them. They're just like I said, 8 months to a year to get the series in. What is it? Chris Candido, Sandman, and Patriot. All of these figures that have been that said that they're supposed to be doing it in September or in October. Where are they? We're almost in December, and these figures are supposed to be doing 2 or 3 months ago, and we're still waiting for them to come in. So I'm fed up. I'm kind of to say disappointed is an understatement. So I'm tired of these companies. I talked about Asylum. You're waiting on like these figures, these Remco style figures from Asylum to come in, and next month it would have been a full 12 months since I ordered the second wave of the Asylum Remco figures. And I talked to Mike over at the Asylum, and he's like, they're not even close to being done yet. I actually had to be refunded for those figures. He's like the prices of them are going to go up, but he'll hold them if I still want them, and he'll hold them for the price I paid originally. But I don't, I don't know if I even want them anymore at this point. I mean, to me, it just seems like a waste. Free stickers. You know what I gotta do? Um, I gotta go on Amazon. It's expensive, but I'm gonna get one of those police breathalyzers, one of the big fancy ones. I'm gonna start giving myself a breathalyzer test while I drink these and see how accurate those things are. Because I want to see how drunk I get from one of these. I'm gonna be doing my live shows and I'm gonna be kicking back, and every few often my yeah, man, I already got the buzz from this. Oh man, I'm like really feeling the effects right now. It sucks because my wife's in bed sleeping, and it sucks because I would love for her to kind of come in and like do the do a live show with me, but shoot. I liked a couple weeks ago when she came down here and kind of like sat with me for a couple minutes, but she she didn't really she didn't really want to join in. Not really. Mm. Oh man. Oh. Bobby Heenan Guerrero. Yeah, you know what? Epic Toys, dude. I'm almost positive I ordered Epic Toys, Bobby Heenan them. Damn. I think I got black Bobby Heenan, but was there like a red Bobby Heenan as well? I'm almost positive that there was multiple variations of that figure, but I don't remember. But I know I ordered the entire collection from Epic Toys, but I like I said, these collections, you order them and you sit around for like an entire year and they just never come in. So maybe it was red, but I could have sworn there was a black variation as well. And of course, you know me, I got to get both variations if there is, and I got to get them both mint and loose. So, but damn, I'm waiting for the darn Killer Bees from Epic Toys. And if they have that stupid magnet, oh my god, if they have that magnet on the arms, I'm gonna go crazy. Either magnet on the arms or the head, that's gonna be insane. Dang. You know, we gotta reach out to Kirk and tell him to jump on the live show. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna send him a message and ask him to jump on the live. Hey Bone, do you know if there was a white and red shirt LJN of Hogan back in the 80s on Blue Card by chance? I kind of asked that question in my tournament video that I made this morning, but I'm just curious while I have you because I have both those figures on Black Card as a real re-release, but looking at Facebook, those guys were telling me that there wasn't an original Blue Card release, that they were only on Black Card, but I don't think that's accurate. Hmm. I was just wondering. So, really, hmm. Because apparently somebody had a white or a red shirt Hogan on black, or excuse me, on a red on a damn. Yeah, I'm drunk now. Had it on a blue card, but somebody said it was a custom. I'm like, what do you mean it's a custom? Blue card is the original release, but apparently everybody's saying that the blue card release is a custom, that it never happened, and I'm like, no. So I'm just wondering. Mm. Ugh. Yeah, I might have to sign out pretty soon. I'm pretty buzzed. Once I start talking gibberish, I think that's got to be it. Or who knows, maybe I'll stay on because the drunken me says the funniest and weirdest things. So, Then I'll just stay on and just be like, just stay on and see what the idiot says afterwards. Oh, well, that's the end of that. All right, guys. I don't really have much more to talk about today. That's pretty much my video for today. I mean, shoot. Uh, yeah, that's about it. Nutshell. I don't really have much more to talk about. I mean, maybe I'll come live again next week, but maybe I'll come live next Thursday. Wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. But BBA, good talking to you, brother. Other than that, man, damn, I don't know. I don't even know how to exit out of here. But hopefully, this little fun drunkenness video is enjoyable for those who will watch this later on. And yeah, tomorrow, for those who are interested, I will be posting part 4 of. Are we on part 4? Yeah, I think we're part 4 of the My Favorite LJN tournament. And on Sunday, I will get out the Hastel Toys review. We will take a look at the British Bulldog UK exclusive figure that had just come out. And, excuse me, we're going to compare him to the previously released US version of the British Bulldog. Both figures come with a vest built on. And Monday will either be another tournament video or possibly a pickup video. If not, we might do the Rush collectibles video on Monday. And then Tuesday, of course, we're gonna look at the Series 2 exclusive of Hasbro. Oh damn, I already filmed Hasbro Series 2, and that's gonna be an hour and a half video. Sorry, guys. So, Series 2 obviously has the most figures. It's going to be the longest video. And Series 1 and 2, as you guys know from childhood, those were like the most bulk figures that I had. So, obviously, it's going to be the most talked about figures that I've had. Series 3 didn't have anything for Series 3. So, Series 3 should be a very quick video in comparison. Series 4 only had 8 figures, so that's going to be a relatively quick video, about 50 minutes or so. And Series 5 onward, I didn't have any of those figures, didn't know they existed. So they're basically going to be general review videos. So you're probably looking at maybe an hour video per video. And every Tuesday we're going to look at those videos. So that's kind of be expected for the next several Tuesday mornings. And this coming Wednesday through Friday, maybe Wednesday through Saturday, we're going to go back to the tournament. So I expect the My Favorite LJN tournament to be completed either, I would say probably around the second week of December. So the way things are shaping up right now, I would not be surprised to see a new winner Yeah, I would not be surprised at all. It's actually this tournament's been extremely different compared to past tournaments, and it's been a lot. It's I don't know how many of you actually pay attention to this tournament, but it's been fun. I do want to make the Gloop tournament next. That's probably not going to happen until January or February, but it depends on what figures I get in from Rob Jackson. He's obviously making my figures for me, and what's coming up after that? I really think the Globe tournament is probably going to be my last tournament. Am I going to do the LJN tournament again? If I do, it's probably going to be at the end of next year. So that's going to be a while. That's probably going to be a long time away from now. So that's not going to be anytime from anytime that we're going to be focusing on Hasbro's tournament. I don't know if we're going to do that again. Probably not. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna do the Hasbro tournament again. Based on what I've seen, based on my figures that I have on hand, I don't think that we're gonna have any changes. The only thing I could see is do what was recommended to me before and retire the previous winner. If I retire the previous winner, that means that it gives an opportunity for a new champion to emerge, and that makes it a whole new ball game. So maybe, but it's up to the viewers. If the viewers want a Hasbro tournament, we can do that. But I need you guys to vote. I will actually put up a YouTube community note asking if you guys want a if you guys want a Hasbro tournament, and if the answer is yes, it has to have like 50 votes. If it's like 10 votes or something, I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna consider it. If it's like 50 votes, then yes, I'll do it. So it's got to be something substantial. Other than that, guys, that's gonna close out this video or close out this live show. Um, yeah, I'm pretty drunk. That rum and ginger beer mixture, my brain now it's hard to think. Sorry, but that was the intention for this video. So kind of get drunk a little bit and it's doing its job. So I am going to close out this video right now while I have some kind of capacity to think. And thank you all for tuning in. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Now the next question is, how do I close out this live show? I don't know where the exit is, so it might be a minute.